Hello, I'm Harvey, and this is the Wadkin LS overhead pin router. And this particular machine is a little bit of a sad story. The machine is fully restored in perfect working condition, except for one minor thing. I bent the arm here and broke the front bracket. Now I'll give you more detail about that in a minute, but I'll just give you a general overview of the machine. So you put your foot down here, and when you look at the top, you've got all of these system up here, so it'll come down and stop on a particular height. So it stops there, and then all you need to do is come round to any one of these all preset, and it'll come all the way down. You also have this little fella here, which will lock in to there, and you can adjust the height of it. So if you're getting really critical and you don't want to use those, you can lock it and then adjust it up and down with this one. And you've also got another pin up here that'll do it. You've got your brake here for when you're changing collets, everything you need. Here's the original plate. This is when Dalton's Wadkin rebuilt the machine, and obviously they put on all their safety regulations and stuff. And this is one of the reasons you buy one of these machines, your little inspection cap for adjustment and everything, so you can oil it and grease it in there, and you put this down and you've got a lovely little brass catch to hold it back. Isn't that lovely? Now the handwheel got broken off, the shaft got bent, and it cracked open the bearing, but if you look inside, the shaft is still straight. Oh, and don't you love the little brass handles here? Around the back of the machine, you've got the identical bracket, and if you look inside, the shaft is still perfectly straight. So all that needs doing is fixing the shaft, altering the bearing, and one of the options is to move the broken front bearing, put it on the back where it doesn't do any work, and then fit the back one out on the front, and it should all hold together fine. But any half-sensible engineer can do it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the whole table goes up and down on that hand wheel there. And this is the frequency converter. It's still on the original wrapping when it came through from Dalton's, and there's the label on the side with all the information, but it's basically a three-phase supply, and it increases the frequency from 50 up to 400 and 300 or something. So that's what makes the router spin so fast. The table is perfect, absolutely no rust. And they've got machine screw holes here where they've bolted various jigs over the years. So that's all perfect. It's been in a dehumidified workshop all its life. And the actual motor, if you wanted to, you could take this motor off and put a bracket in and mount a modern single-phase converter router if you wanted to. That's another little option. It also comes with a modern dust extractor so that it complies with all the regulations. And to change the router, you just come over here, pull her open, and you can get full access to changing the router, and then put it back. The other thing to note is that it's got a frequency converter as part of the kit, and this is a great big motor that fits in underneath. You feed it three-phase and it alters the phasing, and so that this motor spins at 24,000 RPM, which is pretty fast. Standard collet chuck, you can get all the different collets, half-inch obviously, but quarter and 3/16 and everything else. It's in perfect working order. The tables work brilliantly, just like that. I can't operate that one because he's bent. You've got this little thing here, the table will actually spin around beautifully, and you can lock it in at any position. Do that. You can lock the table from going sideways so that if you lock it, you can't move it that way. And you can get the technical manuals online. I'll show you them. And yeah, so to fix this, all you need to do is take the bracket off the back and put it at the front, and cut the rod here and put another rod on that's straight, and it'll get going again. And you could even use the other end. A local engineer chap came and looked at it for me, and he said, that's all perfectly reasonable, no big deal at all. I just never got round to doing it. And unfortunately, I'm now moving to a retirement. I'm moving to a smaller workshop, and I haven't got room for it, and I've got alternatives. So here you go. It's a wonderful opportunity for somebody that's half sensible, a little bit of engineering, and you'll get it all working again fine. And it'll probably go on for another 50 years. So thank you for watching, and happy bidding. Cheerio.